Good morning, guys. It's Sonia. How are you this morning? The sunshine's streaming in here up the hallway. I was not leaning out the window, but up to the window with my phone, taking pictures of the sunlight coming into the side of the house this morning. Who am I? So it's a holiday for us in these parts. I'm not sure where you guys are tuning in from, but tell me where you're watching from. And please, by all means, tell me what you're up to today. It's Sonia with Junk Monkey Paint Company, and welcome back to what is this day 20 of 365 days of growing your business. So where you end off in 2020 is not going to be where you started, right? We meet here every single morning for a business chat. And when I say chat, I mean chatting too, not just me. I'm going to share you the things that have helped me grow my business in hopes that they're going to help you grow your business when you put them into action. And we love to hang out, not be alone, over a little bit of cup of coffee. You guys can eat breakfast and munch away. If I show up with bacon one morning, well, you're just going to have to be okay with that, okay? Because this is truly business over breakfast. Hey, Jan, how are you? Snowy, wild, and wonderful West Virginia. Oh, yes. That is your state, what would you call it? Your motto, right? Wild and wonderful West Virginia, I'm pretty sure it is. West Virginia is beautiful. We almost moved to West Virginia. Tammy says Delaware. I have love in my heart for Delaware as well, I have to tell you. You asked Matt. Sandy says hi. Brenda's down in Tennessee. Is it warm down in Tennessee this morning, Brenda? It's so nice up here this morning. I mean, it's freezing out, but when you see a little bit of the sunshine, automatically it just feels like it's warmer. It can be deceivingly warm, right? Shonda says, good morning from Maryland. How are you? I saw pictures, Shonda. I think of even Maryland as because that's where we go to the beach down to like Ocean City, and for the beaches that are along that sort of stretch right there from Pennsylvania, it's maybe like where we lived before. We would dart down there maybe 6 hours or something like that and be there. And I saw a picture of somebody who went to the beach down in Maryland. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And they said the beach was covered in snow. And I'm like, I've never seen the beach covered in snow. In my mind, it's always a beach. Do you guys ever go to the beach when it gets cold out, or is that considered completely crazy? Hi, Kim. Kim's up early this morning. She's an early bird. Over to Washington. How are ya? We're getting ready to do something fun. So stay tuned on Junk Monkey Paint Company page this week. Me and Kim are going to do a co-hosted live event. I'm excited. Posters on furniture. Darlene, very nice. Oh, 69 degrees. Okay, Darlene, you ain't getting no love from us, all right? Darlene says it's 69 degrees in South Florida, and she throws in a burr. 69 degrees? I don't even think I don't even know what the temperature is this morning here. I'll have to look it up, but it's freezing, okay? Sharon says from 70 degrees Miami. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. But it's good to have friends all over. All right. So when you need a getaway, you can call a friend up and be like, listen, I'm coming over to see you. All right. Because you got warm temperatures. So welcome back today. It is Monday morning. It's a holiday here in the US. And, for some of you guys, you're off of your other job today, you're home. Maybe that will mean that you get some time to work on your business, that you're growing. Maybe you have hopes and dreams like me to leave the corporate world behind. Being consistent and showing up every single day in your business is important, right? And this, even though this is a holiday, this is a fresh new start. Like on my agenda, Monday starts a whole fresh new week for me. And I always write down my goals for what I want to achieve for the week. And they don't have to be big, giant ones, but just stuff that you're like, I got to get that knocked out, right? Like I got to devote the hours to it this week. So by the time this week is done, it's done, right? So set goals for yourself. This morning, I want to talk about if your page is dead. For those of you who are out there and you're like, man, I've had this page for a while, Sonia, and it is just not rocking and rolling. Like it just feels like it got no juice. In the Facebook business world, they call them dead pages. There's just no life to them. Like when I post, it goes absolutely nowhere. Now, remember, was it last week? I showed you real quick how to hit the zigzag, pull up your business page, hit the zigzag at the top on your mobile phone, and it's going to show you your reach for how you're doing, right? Take time to do a screenshot of that, because as you move forward into this coaching group, you're going to learn things that will move that number. And I'm going to tell you something today that will drastically move that number. And it's like a hack, because you think that when you have your own page, that you have to be producing all the content, right? And it gets exhausting. And if you're not doing it full time, and right now you're doing it part time because you just don't have all the time just right yet, but you're still dedicating time to it. but you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to support my page? So I'm always producing content, right? It gets easier as you go along because you can pull out stuff that you've already done. I'm going to teach you ways in here how to repurpose your content. So you do it once, it goes multiple places, different ways. All that good stuff is to come here in this group. But this morning, I'm going to tell you and show you and explain to you how you can leverage content that somebody else has created to help your page. How does that sound? Brittany says she's working this morning. Naomi's on here. Hello, my friend Maggie. Is it 5 degrees in Green Bay? Tammy says, yes, used to work at the beach, so I did see it frozen and snowing. Awesome, but not pleasant. Maybe everybody should see the beach frozen, at one point of their life, right? Makes you really appreciate it when it's not frozen. Candy's on Jersey Beach. Oh, I'm so jealous, Jersey Beach. Chris says, come check out. I do want to see that. Yes, Lake Erie when it freezes. In the summer, we do the bike lane, the cycling around the peninsula up there and love it. I got to go up and check it out in winter. All right, so does that sound good? How to make your Facebook page go viral based on the content that other people have done. Because remember, here it is. Facebook page is a social platform, right? And when you do the things that Facebook likes, like, oh, you put out a piece of content, it made people talk on it. There was threads that were created on that piece of content. I mean, people were talking to each other in dialogue, right? That's what happens in social settings. People were getting likes. People were getting thumbs up. There was tons of shares onto it. And the algorithm, the Facebook robots, right? The algorithm goes, oh, wow, they hit all the marks. Look at this. This is viral content, right? Because people are happy and it's a piece of content. And Facebook wants you to create content that's clickable and shareable, right? Keeps people on that platform, keeps them engaged, keeps them happy. Therefore, if people are happy with what you're posting, Facebook is happy with you, right? So you find pieces of content out there that are just great content and you're like, should I share that to my page or do I have to be the only one that actually is creating content? The answer is you can go out and leverage what's already created out there that has been considered viral content, right? The stuff that's got millions of views, not even millions, but there's like crazy amounts of views on it. That has been tried, that has been tested and proven true, that Facebook has approved of this message, all right? Because it's so viral that it's gone through all the circles of friends, all right? The circle of life. So one thing that you can massively do to increase the reach of your Facebook page is to go out today and find some wells, find some sources of places online that has created content that their page is rocking and rolling and they have tons and tons of engagements on, all right, that you can share to your page. It's okay to share a post that has a little share at the bottom, right? That person has made it public and shareable. Now, what you don't ever want to do is find a piece of content that is viral. This destroys this hack completely, all right? If you go and you see a page or something's gone viral, and then what do? Instead of doing the right thing, which that piece of content belongs to that page and hitting the share and bringing it over to your Facebook business page, you go and you right click and you save it to your camera roll or to your desktop computer. Are you guilty of that? Stop doing it right now. Slap your hand. All right. What you do is you lose all the mojo of that piece. And you've basically stolen a piece of content from somebody. All right. Not good. Because if somebody comes across that piece of content on your page, well, you can be reported to Facebook. You can lose all your page. You can get penalized for that, lose all the work that you put into your page. And also, you could get yourself in a copyright issue. Nobody wants to be sued. This is social media. This should be fun, right? Do not do that. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if you had a piece of content, if I had a piece of content and it was on my page and somebody right-clicked and saved and put it on their page without asking? If it's a share button below it, share the whole thing. The page name comes with it, right? You'd be upset. You'd be like, well, why would you take that from my page, right? So the button is below for you to share the entire piece of content. So don't start doing that. So so we talked about the whole copyright thing. You don't want somebody coming after you. You don't want to get sued for using somebody else's artwork or somebody else's piece of creation that they brought to life, right? That is definitely a no-no. It's a bad way to grow your page. And and people will look at you and go, she steals content because I saw that where it belonged to, right? Yeah, that has happened to me before. And people will message you and they will go, I saw so-and-so take your picture and cropped out your, your business, whatever, and put it on their page, right? That happens. But we don't want to be in that category, right? We want to do business with integrity. So always take the full thing and share it. All right. That's a whole sidebar, right? Conversation right there. But the reason why, yes, you can, Jocelyn, but the reason why, so for example, memes, all right, all those things that we see, anything that you're taking from somebody else, even if you go into Google and you Google images and there's pictures that come up, they had to be posted by somebody, right? They belong to somebody. If you didn't create them, they belong to somebody else, right? Now, so we have to be careful. Now, in the Facebook world, you're seeing that post attached to that person's overall business name right there, right? And it's the share button at the bottom, so it means that we can share it over. The other reason, other than the copyright issues, is that right there, that post has juice, okay? Has juice. It has magic inside of it. So you're taking a piece of magic that is on somebody else's page, and they have hit all the right bells and whistles to make Facebook happy, and it is soaring out there, okay? It's like a kite flying through the internet, all right, right now, and everybody's sharing it. I'm sharing it, and you're sharing it because you know what? They got that piece of content just right to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, that is too good not to share. And that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what Facebook wants you to do, right? The moment you cut that kite, she ain't gonna fly no more, all right? So you have got to find pieces of content that are already viral, checking off all the boxes in Facebook's lovely, what I'm looking for a post. And then you can do a complete share at the bottom of your post, all right, share. And then it pops up on a screen. It says, basically, where do you want to share it to? At the top, you're going to click on your Facebook business page. It'll also show you your personal page. But remember, we're growing businesses here. We do business on Facebook business pages. And then it basically opens up and gets ready to post onto your page. All right. And then you can also add a question like Sonia taught you over the last couple of weeks. Like, do you guys find this funny? Whoever is, have you ever seen anything like this before? What do you think of this idea? So think about it. You are capturing, all right? You said Google my Google. Oh, that's so funny. You have now captured a little bit of that magic in a jar, right? And you've brought it from that page over to your page. So what do you think that does? It releases some extra mojo onto your page, right? You get it? You picking up what I'm laying down here? No, Jerry. So obviously, if you want to share something to your own personal page, you can. You just do it twice. Do the share over to your business page. All right. Add a title. If you want to add a title, hit submit. It's on your page. And then you go back to that well again, and you share it onto your personal page, right? So if it was something that really moved you and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so funny, I got to share it on my business page and my personal page, right? So you can do that as well. So yes, absolutely. So now this is important, all right? So you're picking up a little bit of the juice and bringing it over. You're welcome, Jerry. So you're bringing it over and you're adding a title on. So now you're personalizing it for your audience. And this is where it's really important because your audience, listen, there could be, I don't know, there could be a viral video that's going really, really popular right now. And it could be sports related, okay? Listen, I run a creative page, all right? I want to pick content. Remember how we talked about earlier on about your Facebook page being like a magazine? And this is why you should show up every single day onto this chat, because if you're listening to every day, all this stuff comes together, right? Like it all comes together. So if you're missing out on the days, go back and rewatch the days. I've left them up for you. But earlier on, I talked to you about your Facebook page should be curated like you would a morning show or a magazine. You're putting out something that falls under a big umbrella, right? So you are the editor of your page, right? What gets into your magazine today? And that's why you have to be careful, because you want to brand your page the right way. You don't want people who signed up for your page to go, whoa, this has really changed. Like, I don't even like her stuff, right? Today, she shared some memes about sports. So I'm like, I don't even know how to play football. Okay, this is me for real. All right, so yeah, you can't share stuff that doesn't make sense for your people. You are putting together a page that they want to stay interested in because you are serving up information that meets their needs. Business, again, it's not about you. It is about them, right? So when you find posts, you share it to your page, make sure they fit within the theme of whatever it is that you're doing, right? You can find some amazing pieces of content that people have put out there that would make sense, right? And it's not like, people are going to love you any less, right? Nobody's going to love you. If you are a good content creator, if you are a good Facebook page manager, if you're a good business owner, it's not like your fire is going to be extinguished. Your flame is going to be a little dimmer if I share somebody else's content. No, what actually happens is people go, I really like this page. They find the most awesome stuff. They post the most awesome stuff, and it keeps me connected. It keeps my feed filled with the most awesome stuff that I love. And I love what they share, right? It makes them happy. They don't love you any less. So it is okay to share from other pages onto your page, right? When it's shareable onto your page, the credit is already attached to whoever created it, and it's serving up your audience. Sandy, I know we're at 992 subscribers here on YouTube, and I'm excited because we're about to hit 1,000 subscribers, and then we're going to take this crazy train to a whole other level, right? I'm looking forward to having some amazing guests into this group. People, you're hearing me talk right now, but I also want to intermingle people who are experts on the heels of what I just said. It is totally okay if I brought amazing guest speakers in here and got all the abilities to do great things on Facebook. Now we're doing side by sides and everything else. And when we hit 1,000 subscribers, like I said, it opens up more bells and whistles for us. And I bring in a guest with me who's like, they are doing so good with what's called SEO, and they are search engine optimized to the max, right? And you're like, what does that even mean? I'll teach you what that means. But eventually we'll get there, right? That's not going to take away from this group. You're going to love this group even more because you're like, dang, every time I come, I learned something else, right? So we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff here in this group. I'm excited. But back to what I was saying, when you share somebody else's post onto your Facebook business page, you don't lose any credibility. You don't lose, as long as it's for them, right? People appreciate that you are finding and curating a beautiful page where they can check every day and find something from you, whether you did it yourself or from somebody else, right? Now, a great place to start, because you're like, well, where do I find this good stuff that I can share? Well, you have to think about the pages that are bigger than you, that are already creating content. Content can be a meme, content can be a video, content can be a post. They're already putting something out there, and they're probably on a bigger page than you, or sometimes just comes across in your feed because there's so many people in your regular life that are sharing it. They get a laugh out of it. Like, for example, do you remember when, I don't think it's still even completely died down, but there was a point where Baby Yoda, oh my gosh, if you posted something with Baby Yoda on it, right? Then, it was going around because everybody was like feeling the love, right? The hot Chalky and the chicken nuggets, right? And so if you were to share something and say good morning, something that applied that Baby Yoda was saying to your page, like good morning or whatever, I need my hot Chalky in the morning. Yeah, anybody else? I do too. Do you see what I'm saying? You could use that for an opener for your Facebook page. It already has the proven content, and your people are just going to get a chuckle out of it, right? Because it's already proven, got a track record. And what do you think they're going to do? They're going to share it off your page. So now Facebook goes, whoa, look at what this guy's doing over there. They're taking shareable content, right? They're putting it on their page. They're bringing the juice, and the juice is being pushed from their page because people are also loving what's on their page. Now you get caught in this beautiful thing of just like I said, it's like magic, okay? Like you got mojo going on now because Facebook has like called you up like, oh yeah, girl, you are in on it. You are in the inner circle now, stuff that's going on, all right? And that juice that surges through your page, guess what? Your engagement goes up, right? Facebook, again, it's not going to throttle you back so much because now you're using content that's proven to be good out there, right? And so Facebook gives you a little bit more leniency, all right? Gives you more leverage. The word is leverage, all right? You're leveraging what's out there, and honestly, your Facebook page gets lifted just a little bit, right? So what happens if you do that regularly? What do you think happens? Pretty cool stuff, right? It is exciting. Pretty cool stuff will happen. Seriously, you will start like the hoverboard on Back to the Future. You'll start to rise off the ground, all right? Now, what you can't do is post every single post. Well, Sonia's already told me on here, post 2 to 3 times a day, all right? You can't make 3 posts a day somebody else's content. You're losing yourself, your brand. You're branding yourself. You're branding your products, your services, your solution. So this is where balance comes in. Balance comes in with everything, right? So yes, you can share but you're not going to overdo it. So if today you find something, great. If tomorrow, great. Or the day after tomorrow, great, right? You can spread it out. But that was a piece of content that you didn't have to create. Somebody else has already created for you. So I started to say a great way to find viral content is to look at the pages that they came from, or just pull up your Facebook search box at the top and start typing in stuff like, okay, say for example, Sonia wants to find some good, I don't know, positivity memes, because Sonia likes to keep it positive, right? She comes from a space of positivity and got no time for anything else but positivity, right? We stay focused on the goal. We're chasing dreams. We're not playing victims here. And at the end of the day, she knows that you are in control of whatever you want to make your life to be. Okay. All right. So Sonia goes on Facebook and she starts typing in words that have to do with positivity. So for example, just typing in the word positive in the search box on Facebook brings up all these pages that are completely dedicated to positivity. Yes, you can. So you type in positivity, and all of a sudden it's positive words and saying, positive vibes, positive memes, and you're like, holy moly, there's tons of pages. Now pick a page that's got it happening, meaning that they've got lots of followers, there's lots of engagements, because remember, people can buy likes and engagements. It's really not going to help them, right? So you want a page that's rocking and rolling, and you can see that people are actually on that page and they're sharing the memes from there. So guess what? That becomes a watering well, a watering hole for you, right? You can go in and you can find something there that you're like, oh my gosh, maybe it was Happy Monday, right? Happy Monday, some flowers or a sunshine. So what do? You're going to share that shareable page that they've left public to share. They want you to share their page. Their Facebook is attached to it, right? What happens when you share their page? People find their page, right? They exist to create memes. And when you share them, people find them, their page increases. It's a vicious cycle on Facebook, right? So you go to their page and you're going to share it to your page. The mojo comes from there over to you. You're saying good morning to your people. You've already got a piece of content there that you did not have to create, that somebody did a beautiful job on. It looks gorgeous. And it has the right vibe to you. For me, you'll see me post a lot of stuff that has color and happiness. And it just feels whimsical and that sort of thing, because that's who I am, right? That's how I operate in my world. So bypass the ones that just don't use your gut reaction. If it feels good, it probably is. Look at it. And if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't, right? So avoid anything that doesn't feel like it matches with your page. But that's what you do. And then like that page, because guess what? When you like that page, it's going to show up in your personal side, right? So when you wake up one morning, you go, oh my gosh, they just shared this a couple of hours ago. It's already taken off. And it's an awesome post that they did. Let me share it over. All right. So you can find some great places that, that and they're very open in terms of, some of these pages don't even have a brand. They just share it because they just share the goodness and the positive vibes and the happiness and the repurposed projects. And, so it's not like you're sharing something that's like, oh my gosh, it doesn't make sense to share, right? Like it is just the overall theme of something, and a theme fits within your theme. So move it over, right? So yes, Kim was saying you can also set a timer to post stuff for you throughout the day. My daughter does this. Yes, you can definitely use schedulers. So if you find it hard to post 2 to 3 times a day, because sometimes you just can't, you're at work, it takes you away from it, and you can't be on your phone. You can't lose your job. You got to be appreciative for the job you got right now that allows you to buy craft supplies to be able to do what you're growing in the background when you come home, right? You give it 120% for somebody else, just like you would if somebody was working for your business. But you can use schedulers. Facebook has one installed, and there's also schedulers, if you really want it to, where you can schedule it to all your social media at one time. So we can go into that as well. But yes, the one inside Facebook is free, and Facebook loves you to use what Facebook got, right? Don't go anywhere else. Stay right here. I got everything you need. Jan says, and totally stay away from anything political. Boom. Absolutely. Absolutely. We grew up knowing this, right? Sex, politics, religion. Because you might think you're the only person that feels that way, but I guarantee there's probably a gazillion views that is different than you. You are here, if your page was created political, all right, and that's what you do, that's what you do. For me, that's not what I do, right? I am a creative. I create a happy space. You know what? My creativity is my therapy. When you feel like you need a happy space, it's my safe zone, and ain't nobody coming over and ruining my peace. All right. So you just have to decide what is your Facebook page stand for, because sometimes people think that, you know, that they get to a point where they're like, I'm going to use my platform now to talk about XYZ. When, remember how I told you that when you start a platform, stay true to what your platform is created for. All right. Because people will get upset if you change. Right. And I'm talking about when you start to branch into sex and politics, religion, that is definitely a no-no. I mean, that's just, save that for your personal page if you really want to go there. No drama. That's right, Brenny. That's right. And when you have your page, you can do whatever the heck you want. I just know what I do on my page, and you do whatever you want. And but like I'm telling you, steer clear of certain things. Jocelyn says, I like the idea of doing positive things. I also think it's important to be real whenever something doesn't go as planned, like it did for me yesterday. That's right. Real people. Real people love real people. Real people love real people. You know, it's the same thing in you in life, right? Do you really want fake friends? It's hard to have to be fake and pretend that you're a certain way every single day when really that you're not. If you show up just being you and true, boy, it's so easy, especially when business is for the long haul. It's going to be hard to be somebody else, right? And when you're yourself, just automatically, your vibe attracts your tribe, like I talked about, right? You just automatically pull in the people that get you, that makes sense for them to be there, and it weeds out the people that just don't get it, right? And of course, we know that social media, you know, it's gotten, everybody knows that social media has gotten the term of being like, you know, it's the highlight reel, right? So when you show a nice balance of true life, that just humanizes it, right? Like, you're a human. Yeah, I have a cat and a dog too. Yeah, I have a son as well. I have a husband, right? It just reminds people that you're a human being, a human being. Brittany says, I have a hard enough time remembering where I put my hairbrush, what I said, or exactly, right? Now, who was I yesterday? That would be really hard. So much easier to just be yourself and move forward and let people, and when you're yourself too, you know, Jocelyn was saying here about, you know, showing them when things don't work out. Yeah, when you're yourself, people will, they'll show up and they'll support you. They'll root you on. And, yeah, it just gives them a sense that you're human, right? And they just, yeah, they'll follow you. You'll inspire them because they'll see the challenges as well as the wins, and they'll be interested in following your story. Nice. So yeah, so this is a big one for today. This could really, really help rock and roll your page. So think about it. Again, as a recap, and if you're just joining us, this is a hack to be able to give your page extra life, to leverage what's already out there without having to create content, picking and choosing and curating content that's already been proven true, sharing the whole deal, not right click and save. You're keeping yourself at a small level, okay? When you right click and save, copyright issues, don't want to go there. And number two, what you're doing is when you do that, you have taken all the juice. You've cut the kite tails, okay? And now you're still that same small page again. You want to tap into pages that have that juice, bring it over, that makes sense for your audience, all right? And do that from time to time, whether you do one a day or one every second day, but make sure it's in line with what you're doing so you don't water your page down to the point where you have lost your own brand, because that could be a disaster. So it's used with imbalance, but it's a way to basically, I always say, right? Super Mario, you can see how many, you know what I mean? Or any video game you got. And is your page right now? Do you remember when I said to you, is your page dead? Is it on the ground and it needs a surge of life? This is a great way to give it some life and build up those life force hearts in the corner of your video game, right? Your pretend video game. So then guess what? When your Facebook page is feeling well and you've doctored it back to life again, right? By doing what you need to do, the next post that you send out that has, and it's an ongoing thing. You don't just post it once and it's done. You got to have a track record there, right? Facebook then goes, okay, she knows what she should do here. We can give her some more leeway, right? What happens is when you've built your Facebook page up, and then when you're sending out a post that is a sales post, and I'm not saying don't ever send out a sales post because you have to, right? You have to make sure that you're including whatever products and services and solutions that you have for sale. Otherwise, you just have a hobby because, right, you don't make money off of memes. But memes serve you because they keep your audience happy, right? You're serving up something for them. And it also helps keep your Facebook page alive. So when you're ready now to send it a sales post, guess what? Your platform has already been boosted. You've doctored it up. You've nursed it to health, right? So therefore, your post is going to be seen by more people. Remember, the more people see what you're doing when you have a good offer for them, a good product or service or solution for them, the greater the chance of them partaking in that offer, which means more yeses for you. Do you see how this is important to part of growing your Facebook page? And plus, you know what? People will track it back to your page as well. And then they can find and like your page. So it is a beautiful thing. Sandy says, I just shared because my insight and this is the magical moment. Yep, absolutely. Sometimes you get a piece of nugget and you go, aha, right? And then you start looking at things a little bit differently because you can go out, pull up a page that you like, all right? Pull up a page that you have been following and they are a big page. And then look at something that they've posted recently and you go, they're doing it. Of course they're doing it, all right? Because that's one way to keep the Facebook algorithm very, very happy, right? So it makes sense now when you start looking around with knowledge and new eyes, like, I know why they're doing that. I know why they're asking a question. I know why they're asking that specific question. I know why they're sharing that now because it all helps, right? It all helps. And remember that people don't always come to you buying. People don't wake up every single day going, Sonia, I want a can of junk monkey paint, right? I'm here regardless for you, whether you come to buy a can of junk monkey paint from me or not, right? My mentality is I show up every day anyhow, doing what I love. The rest is history, right? And when you do that and you tap in and you don't give yourself pressure, give your people a smile, show up for them, educate them, teach them. You know, memes can be a fun meme. Memes can be, you know, I'll share stuff like, oh my gosh, would you be this person? Can you fit this much furniture onto a truck? Do you remember when I shared that meme, that one that was going viral, right? Because that makes sense for my page because we've all been there. And as furniture painters, we've all tried to stuff too much in our car. So therefore it makes sense, right? So when you start sharing the things that make sense, it doesn't seem out of the ordinary. It just seems it fits right. Jan says, I posted a picture of my fur babies yesterday, had quite a bit of response. Now I need to go back and respond to those who posted. Good for you. Good for you. That's exactly right. Real life. People do business with people they like, they know, and they trust. We all do it. We all do now. Susan says, my phone died while I was walking the dog. When you come back, I'm saying hello to you, Susan. Let's see. Pam says, changing my page name today. I'm nervous. I hope the Facebook peeps are okay with it. You got to be okay with it, right? You build your business the way you want to build your business. I'm going to give you a piece of just good advice. It's better to rip the Band-Aid off and get it over now versus later. All right. I changed my name, did it because you know what? Clarity comes through actions. You grow, you evolve. And so the faster you can get your name down, keep it open, go back and watch the video on some really wise tips about when you're doing your new Facebook name, and then go back to watch the video where I showed you how to successfully change your Facebook name. All right. Diane says, okay, I'm going out in the Facebook world with new eyes now. This is exciting. Isn't it exciting? Susan came back. How's the dog, Susan? Did it get its walk in? Is it a boy or is it a girl? Yes, Tiki and Oreo are downstairs. They're probably ready to get some interaction now. Yeah, it's about 8:36 right here in my time. So hopefully that was helpful. This could be something that really helps your page. I mean, this is something that hands down will help your page. So if you do it, all right, start doing it today. Start finding some places, some watering wells where you're like, I can share from, all right? When I post those contents on my page, and I'm taking time to create the videos on my page is bigger than yours. If you ever see a video that I share that goes really, really good, whether I created it or it's on my page, because I'm like you, I'm always hunting. I'm always looking for stuff that will make people laugh or stuff that like really makes me laugh. And my ideal client is just like me. Yes, sister, we're two peas in a pod. If we hung out, we would have a grand old time because we would definitely talk on the same subject, right? So for some of you, your audience, your ideal customer is actually just like you. Now, if you come out of the gate and you're creating a business that Remember the questions I asked you on here? Like, does it ooze from you? Would you do it whether you made money or not? Remember that big whole chat we had? So if you're doing a business that falls within that, and then you're out and you're finding stuff and you laugh at it, right? And it will fit your page. And it's not offensive because just because you like at it, remember this is a business page, right? So you have to make sure that it's going to be appropriate. So if you see something and it makes you laugh and it will be fitting for your page, if your client your clients that you're serving, right? Your fans, your followers that you're going to disseminate that information to, if they're just like you and you laughed at it, why wouldn't they? Right? Very nice. Woohoo! Yep. Sandy says, let's go get those last 8 subscribers to unlock more magic. I love it. I love it. Good deal. All right, my friends. Well, I'm going to let you go today. Let you think about that. It's a big one. I want you to start doing it. And remember, take a screenshot. We're like 20 days into this now. All right. So I hope you've taken a screenshot of your analytics so you can see how much you've grown. And then on a day where you feel like you're just like not growing, remind yourself what you started off with. Right? Remind yourself where you come from. Because sometimes as creative, we can have this super fire inside of us that burns and makes us want to chug and get stuff done. And we don't even stop to realize how far we've come. So if you do that, then, print it out, put it somewhere on a bulletin board in a file and keep it. And then remind yourself on the days. Let's see. I'm going to go check mine. Okay. And to remind you. So all you're going to do is you're going to go into your Facebook business page. I'm pulling mine up on my Facebook here. So this is my view. And then there's a little zigzag. Let's see, the little zigzag at the top. Click that button right there. All right, we're going to click it. Okay, I'm going to show you something. All right. Do you see right here? 1.5 million is my reach. Remember when I showed you my reach, a week ago? It was at 1 million, right? So my page is rocking and rolling and continue to increase in steam. And that's what you want to aim for as well. That your reach, because the more people you reach, the more positive things can happen for your business, right? You're reaching clients that will eventually buy from you, and you're building a relationship with them. All right, my friends, I'm out of here. Was this a good chat? Give me some hearts. Give me a whatever you're thinking. Are you anxious to get out there and rock and roll and work on your business today? It doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be secret, right? I think you're awesome, Susan. I'm going to let you guys talk to each other for a little bit there. It's so fun when you get to see all your friends on here, isn't it? Look at all those pink hearts. You are so kind. So yes, go do that. Find a zigzag, take a screenshot, all right? Keep it there or write it down or do something with it, because if you're consistently working on your page, you will grow. Like it is a given, you will grow. And if you're doing the right things. Oh, look, Candy sent me rainbows. I love rainbows. Had no clue before this year. Yep, that's why I always say, if there's something that you wish that existed, create it yourself. Naomi says, thank you to all the ladies that liked my page yesterday. Oh, that is awesome. I'm so happy you guys are finding each other and supporting each other and watching each other grow. And when when you do that for other people, when you go live and they show up on your live, you're just so thankful, because especially when you're first starting and you're just seeing a couple people, and that's completely normal. You're honing your message, you're getting better at what you're doing. That's just all part of the journey. But it feels good when you have somebody that pops on and says hello to you, doesn't it? Hey, Kate, how are you? Good morning. All right, let's rock and roll. So you know what? Maybe today's a holiday for you. Relax a little bit, work in your business, do whatever. But what you focus on grows. So if you want your business to grow, make sure you focus on it today. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.